Zach asked, what's something you wish you knew earlier in your career? Sleeman asked, if you could give yourself one piece of advice when you were starting out, what would it be? So this sort of like, it's a common question. I always think it's valuable. A lot of people talk about it, is what would you tell your, early in the career self? What's the thing that you wish you knew earlier? I mean, I don't know. You got anything off the top of your head? There's a couple ways to answer. We could sort of the life stuff of like, don't stress out so much, only do things you love. Say, like,
take things less personally.
That's a pretty good one. I mean, a lot of the big advice for going back to younger self is like, just enjoy yourself more and don't stress out so much. It really is mostly that kind of shit. I think I was thinking about this. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, I think, and I don't know, I was thinking about the answer and I don't know actually how to verbalize it. So I'm just going to kind of word vomit and see what happens. Something about being honest with yourself about what you're good at, and then either trying to improve the things you're not as good at or collaborating with people that are good at them. I think that is one of the biggest things in terms of the communal success of making music, is finding people around you who do the things that you don't do that you work well with. Because, as we've talked about before, Jon, you've really come into your own and become a hugely successful mix engineer, but you started out doing a number of different things. I started out doing a number of different things, and I still do a number of different things. And so figuring out what kind of person you are, what your habits are, what kind of people you like interacting with, and then finding the people that really complement you. And this is kind of a macro meta skill of being able to pick good people, not getting deep into business with people that aren't trustworthy or aren't going to be reliable. Nobody's perfect at this. I've been imperfect I've tried to do lots of work with people I like personally, but turns out they're not good business decisions. That's happened a lot. There's such a low percentage success rate when you're starting out of the people that are going to really make it big if you're a writer or producer. So you're going to work with a lot of people and a lot of the stuff's not going to get anywhere. But being smart about your decisions of the people, your first man, a lot of people get screwed in their first publishing deal, or they have a bad manager, they have that sort of thing. I somehow avoided that. And I think part of that was I made some of those mistakes when I was like 15, and I got those out of the way. And I realized it's really important to be in business with people that are trustworthy. If you're going to pick a manager or pick an attorney, don't pick them just based on your conversations with them. Pick them based on the opinions of a bunch of other people. Ask around about people. Try to get good information. I think a lot of the people that make records and do some version of what we do are generally introverts that spend a whole lot of time by themselves making stuff and may not have the social skills or the business acumen or the desire to deal with it. It makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Frankly, it makes me uncomfortable. Initially it made me uncomfortable to do this and talk on the internet. Like, doing the things that make you uncomfortable is a part of this process, but learning how to pick good people to collaborate with, to do business with, is probably the thing that I see people earlier in their career not do a great job with the most. And it doesn't really apply to me because I think I got through a bunch of that stuff, but figuring out who to work with is almost more important than whatever exactly you're doing. It's a very like startup mentality. Who you work with is more important than what you're working on, because ultimately what you're working on is going to change dramatically. But if you're with interesting people that push you, that are trustworthy, that are hardworking, that motivate you, that excite you, that inspire you, that's how you're going to have the most career success. And I see a lot of people who have a lot of talent. I mean, look, like, part of this process is demystifying, like, you don't need fancy tools. You can make stuff on your laptop. Everybody's got the same plugins. Yeah, we like talking about particular saturators and whatever, but you can, the best record makers could do it with almost anything. Dave Grohl could take a little kid's drum kit, as that YouTube video shows, where he just shreds on a kid's drum kit, or an amazing guitar player can play a shitty guitar. Jon could take a laptop with whatever the lowest version of Pro Tools is and the stock plugins and make a great mix. Like, the skill set is important, but the technical skill set, but the macro skill set of picking good people and collaborating with great people, I actually think is far and away the most important thing. So it's not really advice to myself, but it's advice, I guess it would be advice to my younger self, but really advice to other people is like, learn how to pick good people and choose wisely who you spend lots of time with. Does that work? You agreed? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Just a reminder, all of this content is free. There's no secret knowledge here. There's no Patreon. We don't read ads. We don't have sponsors. We're just trying to build a knowledge base. All that we ask in return is that you share it with somebody. Thanks so much.